Hi, my name's Abigail Martland. I'm a Chartered Legal Executive in the Discrimination Department. One of the most common questions or inquiries we have in the department is about valuing a discrimination claim, and that can be from somebody who is potentially pursuing a claim under the Equality Act and they want to know what they could potentially receive by way of remedy. We also get inquiries from defendants as well who are being pursued for a claim of discrimination, who are potentially interested in finding out what they may possibly have to pay if they are found liable. This video is designed to just be a really brief overview of how a financial compensation claim is valued and to give you an idea of the heads of claim as well. Financial compensation in these claims can come under actual losses, injury to feelings and also injury to health. You can also claim sometimes for what we call aggravated damages, but these are usually a little bit more difficult to pursue. Financial losses are calculated according to actual financial losses, so they can be things such as loss of earnings. So if you're in an employment tribunal and you feel that you have lost out as a result of had your employment terminated. It can also be for things such as claiming back for a loss of a service. So perhaps if you were at university and you weren't able to access that course as a result of discrimination, then you can also look to try and receive those damages back as a result. An award for injury to feelings will always be claimed if you're attempting to pursue a discrimination claim, and if you're successful, this is how the court or the tribunal will look to value your claim. Claims are valued using Vento scales, and that was established with case law, and the figures themselves are periodically uplifted. So those figures do change every April and the figures are readily available online. The scales are separated into bands, so you've got a low band which is for less serious cases or perhaps one-off acts, the middle band which is for more serious acts, and the high band or the upper band, and that is for the most serious discrimination claims and usually where there's been ongoing multiple acts over a number of years. There is also the possibility that you can get higher compensation above those bands, but again they're usually for the most serious of cases and a court or a tribunal will consider them on a case-by-case basis. So the next potential claim, as I mentioned earlier, is injury to health. So that's a claim made for any physical or psychological damage as a result of the discrimination that you've been subjected to. So slightly different to injury to feelings, it's not valued with the Vento bands, it's actually valued with what we call the Judicial College Guidelines, and it's available if you can evidence that the treatment you were subjected to has directly resulted in or exacerbated potentially one or more of your physical or mental conditions. This claim generally, again, it's subject to a lot of scrutiny by the court or tribunal because there has to be that direct link established. It has to be more than injury to feelings, and it's potentially also something that would open you up to cross-examination by your opponent, as they will be looking to establish essentially that the treatment hasn't resulted in that exacerbation of your conditions or one or more of them becoming worse. It is something though that you can get advice on, and it might be something that you wish to include in a schedule of loss. The other claim that you can look to bring is aggravated damages. So this is available if you can evidence to a court or tribunal that the other party, so your opponent, has acted in a high-handed, malicious or an oppressive manner during the proceedings. So generally as a claim, it's difficult to give advice about how you value it because it's based on a case-by-case basis, and usually the court or tribunal will look to case law when valuing that claim. So it is quite difficult, and it is difficult to evidence in the proceedings, but it's something that you might potentially want to consider in your schedule of loss. There are other claims as well that potentially could be included, but we've covered the main ones today, and they're likely the most common that you will see on a schedule of loss or during proceedings. If you're looking to pursue a discrimination claim, perhaps you've already got proceedings started in a civil or employment setting and you need advice about a schedule of loss or the value of your claim, please get in contact with us and we can help you or discuss it with you further. Similarly, perhaps if you are a defendant, you're being pursued for a discrimination claim and you need advice on a counter schedule of loss, this is something that we can also potentially advise you on.